Hello everybody, this is NinjaCW. I'm going to do another tutorial video. This time I'll be focusing on Nyotengu. This one's going to be a little different. It's not going to be as structured, more or less. I kind of structured the last ones, more than only two I ever did. This one won't be very structured because the character doesn't flow that way to me. She kind of has not so much a set way to play, but just a very basic way to play, and it's really simple. So this video will not take long as the way I have it set up in my mind. I'm going to just pick quick stage. There we go. I'm going to do dojo. Nyotengu's I think she's a nice strong character in this game because she has all normal hit stuns. Yeah, she's slow, but she has normal hit stuns and she has high crushes and a good reset and throw. So I'm going to show you how all that stuff comes into combination. I really based my game off of about 3 moves out of all of her moves. The other moves only come into play once I get you playing a certain way, but it's hard to even get to that point a lot of the time. You only get to that point when somebody's played you so much and they actually start blocking, and then you have to do a lot more to get damage. So my main 3 things that I use is her jab series, because you have so many variations you could go into to stop people from doing whatever. Her forward punch series and her forward punch plus kick. Those are literally the main 3 moves I'm going to use ever, especially if I just played you for the first time. Like, I don't even have a reason to try anything else, and here's why. Punch series has lots of variants it could go to, but I'm going to tell you the 3 of the most important ways you can use that variant. Her punch forward punch series, that is the same as that, except you can go into it from a string. Now I know everybody's saying like it's 3 highs, you got to get used to it. It's not so much like people know that I'm doing 3 highs. It's just that sometimes I randomly decide to do punch kick, and that tracks. So once I start deciding to do something stupid like that, that changes the game a little bit, because now all of a sudden you don't want to try to step because you don't want to get stunned. Or I'll do punch down kick and do that instead, and then now you have to actually hold my launcher, because now you're just losing all this damage. So it's just a really tricky situation, and you got to see what somebody's going to willing to give you. 9 out of 10, they're going to sit there and they're going to block until they take that on block, and then it's still your turn. Now the reason I use that in conjunction with the way I do it is because once I get you blocking, then I can start putting my throws to use. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to spam my offensive hold. Why? Because even if they hit a button, unless it's certain, if it's a high crush that's a low, I won't catch it and they'll get a stun, but it has to be a normal stun hit, a normal hitting stun, which is very rare. So you can just kind of throw this out there, and even if they hit you, it's fine because it's a normal hit stun and you can probably block afterwards. But if I'm feeling greasy, I'll just hit him with a forward throw, or maybe I'll try a super launcher throw. But this is only after I realize I got him blocking and they're just gonna sit there. That alone makes this character so good, because you get this string, her forward punch series, which is pretty much DOA for Genfu in a nutshell. Like, they have to just respect this string and all the follow-ups to it. Then you can do a throw after it, you can do that, you can do that, you know, it's just all these different variants. Hit them with this, and that's a really fast attack, and sometimes it actually catches high crushes. You know, it's just really hard to get away from her in certain instances. So you have to really abuse that fact that you have all these guard breaks that put you right next to somebody and they have to guess or be reset and guess again, and it's still your turn. And then you finally get another stun, and now they got their gut stunned, which is probably one of the more deadly stuns in the game, because you have to hold again. You have to hold, and that's just a bad situation. And the fact that this character gets so much damage on every situation makes her scary, which is why I think she's a really good character. She's just overlooked because she's different. Now, once you actually get stunned, she has really good stun launch, which nets you about somewhere in the 66 damage range. I'll show you just some of the example. As you see, pretty good damage. Like, that hits a lot. You'd be surprised. Like, there's other juggles you could get for when you get a higher launch, but in general, just throwing something out there. And this is a really good counter poke tool, so make sure to use that. Both of her side steps attacks are just amazing, because that gives you the forward punch series, or you can do her track and kick. Yeah, one of them's unsafe, but I mean, the damage you get back from when you actually hit somebody is so great that you're allowed to be unsafe with this character, and that's assuming they even punish you, so keep that in mind. Like I said, this character is really simple. She's really strong at playing the far away game because it's hard to just run in on her and do anything because of her jab. But as you can see, that jab got some reach on it. So running in and trying to do anything, you'll probably get punched right in the mouth. And it's just, once you start getting hit by this, now it's time to guess. Now you got hit. This is happening. Man, that's a lot of damage to just throw away for free on some goofy stuff. Because then once this hits and you see that, you think you really want to hold, but trust me, it takes a brave person to try to hold that mid punch. Because once that starts coming out, it's like, did you really want to do that? But again, I wouldn't even really care if they held that, because the payout I get from hitting it is so great to the point where I would just do it anyway, just to see. I will make you hold that. And that's pretty much how I use the character, like just revolving around just a few moves, until I finally get you blocking. Then I'll put your back to the wall and put that on your block, and that's a plus 12 guard break. But with their back to the wall, you get punch plus kick for free. And once they're back into the wall, you still get really good damage, because then that's a wall attack that knocks them into the wall, and you get a free with this juggle. And that's pretty much her staple wall juggle, is down, back, punch, punch. I mean, she has a couple other ones most likely, but I just go for quick damage that leave you in a situation where I could try to do a force tech. And yeah, that's pretty much Nyotengu in a nutshell. Like, really simple stuff, really simple character. To try to do too much, you'll probably have a lot of trouble. But if you keep it basic with her, and with those basic things in mind, then she's really dangerous, because she gets so much damage just from that little triangle of the way I use her to fight. You get so much damage, and the only way out of it is to just counter a lot, catch these mid punches a lot, or pretty much rush her down before she actually gets a chance to get her own offense started. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Next video is going to be Sarah or Tina. We'll see which one I feel like doing next. It might be Tina, because Sarah has too much. That's a lot of thinking, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully that'll be up in a few days. Thanks for watching. Follow my YouTube, follow my Twitch, etc., etc. I'll post all the links. Thanks, guys.